in different database platforms. That's what we want to learn today. We want to see the objective of the class, that is provide you as a student tools to increase the possibilities of entering the labor and business market. This is the main objective of the class. Also, you as a student will know the important elements to manage social networks and especially to do business online. That's what we are learning this semester. The topic is database storage for provider applications. So we're going to learn about what is a database storage and what is the purpose of this. In here, we want to find like 4 concepts, so pay attention to these concepts. Number 1 is what is the purpose of every database? The purpose is to store information, text, images, media files, pictures, etc. So this is the first concept. What is the purpose of every database? The answer is store information. Store text, store images, store files, pictures, whatever you want to store. That's the main purpose of every database. All dynamic modern websites rely on one or more databases for storing articles and other published content, information about the users, contact information, connections to other websites, ads, etc. And just like anything else, storing information will require a space to be stored in. So remember this a special part. The purpose of every database is just to store information, store whatever you want to save from the content that you have in your platform, in your computer, in your cell phone, in your tablet, etc., in any device. That's the main important part. The other concept that we're going to learn today is the space occupied on the server. How this is called? This is called database storage space. So again, this space is called database storage space. This is just the space that occupies on the servers, but all your information. I know that all of you have information saved in the cloud and you have certain space. So this is the storage space. And how you call this storage? Space is called database quota. It's a quota that we have certain amount of megabytes or terabytes or etc. that you have the right to get for free sometimes, and sometimes you have to pay for this space. Another thing that you do is that you don't have enough space, you don't have enough database quota. What you do, you erase some files, you erase text, images, media files to get the space that you need to save the new information. And this is what that you do. You do that with your cell phone, you do that with your computer, with any device that you're using. But also the companies need to save information about the customers. That's why the database storage is important. The information is important because you need to know what product you sell to this customer, what type of payment. The customer pay me by debit card, or they send me a bank transfer. All this is information. And remember, who has the information has the power. So this is really, really important to save the information. Okay. All the information in a database is organized and structured in database tables. Like the tables from Excel program is the same. We have columns and we have rows. Let me explain you how all this information is stored in the database. This is organized and in an easy structure to understand in tables. These tables are stored in the hard disks of the database server. The database tables are usually divided in columns and rows, just like a regular graphic table. In a database table, the columns specify the information, the category, and the data type, and the rows hold all the information that you have. This structure is chosen for its ease of use, and it can be easily indexed, accessed, or modified. Okay, let me explain you a little bit about this. All the structure of the database, the storage platforms, are saved in tables. And these tables have columns and have rows. So you find in the columns information, the name of your file, for example, the name of your picture, the name of your client, and in the rows, you will have all the rest of the information. So that way will be easy to find any file that you want to look for, easy to access, and it's easy to modify because you can change the name of the column, of the content of the row at any time. The information itself is typically saved in one of the many types of ordered and unordered flat files. We have ISAM, heaps, hash pockets, B plus trees. The most commonly used database structure are the B plus trees and ISAM, and we're going to learn about these structures today. But the most important thing is that you need to know that you need to save the information, personal information, or your business information about your customer, clients, providers, another type of business, etc. You need to save the information because you need to know and need the needs of your customers. That's why it's so important. Also, you need to have this access immediately to get any information, personal information, or for your business information. This is really important. Now we're going to see all these types of structures that we're going to learn today. The first one is called flat file databases. And what is this? This is the simplest type of database in terms of structures. So this is the easiest way where you can see the information. It's not that complicated. They are usually in plain text format and contain one record per line. It's just like you're writing in a piece of paper. The simple example of flat structure database is a sheet of paper, like I said. They have names, for example, phone numbers, and the name of the person of this phone number. This is an easy example, and this is called flat file databases. So what happened to us? Sometimes when we are copying something or writing something, we use this type of structure, the flat file database, because you just put in one line all the information, like this example, that have the name, a phone number, and the name of the person. This is a structure of flat file database. We have more structures too. The heaps. What is this? This is represented in a tree-based database structure. With a heap, you have a root node, which is always bigger, or a list of equal value compared with its child node. The child nodes of the root's child nodes are again of equal or less value compared with its parent, and so on. This is the main difference between the heap structure and the simple tree structure. So how the heaps are structured? Imagine a tree. So we have here the tree. All the roots represents the main structure of this storage of data. And all the branches got all the information, okay? If you're working in your thesis, you know about the tree that you have to do, the problem tree, okay? It's the same structure with this heap structure, work in the same way. Okay, we have the next structure. It's called B plus tree. This B plus tree structure is the most widely used data structure. It's used in several file systems. We have here the names of those systems, like NTFS, XFS, RazorFS, and a lot of these. But don't worry about all these letters. What I want you to understand that the B plus tree is a structure that improved version of the B tree structure. It represents a type of tree. It's the same like the heaps, which can represent sorted data in a manner, allowing easy indexing, searching, and editing all of the records. So the B plus tree also has the same structure as a tree. When they have in the roots, the main structure, the main information, uh, the name of the files, and in all the branches, you will find the information, and it's easy to access. The other structure of database is called ISAM. ISAM was originally developed by IBM for fast data indexes. What they want that you can find in a quick way your information. The ISAM is now one of the most popular database structures. With ISAM, there is a special set of indexes, which index all records and allow for faster search times. Scientist search will go through the indexes and not through the actual records. The ISAM structure is used today by MySol as the main storage engine. So here we have this platform, MySol, that use this type of structure called ISAM. With ISAM, you just put the name of your file and you find whatever you want. So they made it, do it faster, in an easy way to access to all the information. And remember, this could be information from your customers, your clients, your providers, or your personal information. Okay? Let's check these images. In here, I want that to give you an idea of how this works. We have here the internet. We are users of the internet. So what we do with all the information that we want to save? The information for your customers, for my business, for my providers, my personal information. How am I gonna get all this saved? In the clouds, we have different type of platforms that have the cloud storage providers. Also, you use data storage devices like a USB memory. This is a storage device. Like the memory stick that you put on your cell phone is a storage device that saves data, that is storage data. All this is just an example of how it works. You have all this migration of your information going into the clouds, going in all these platforms in different type of structures. It can be saved in a structure that have the table structure of like the tree structure with these structures of data that we just have talked. So I want you to know that it's really important to save your information, but also is important the security of how is saved this information. That's why all these platforms have this type of structures, like tables or trees, but they have these security platforms also, because you don't want that any type of virus get into your information and you lost everything. You don't want this to happen to your company or in your personal records. Cloud, computers, the database are growing. This is a big market also. This is another type of electronic business because this is the type of B2B. Remember that part, business to business? A company needs from another business, another company to save the information. So this is a way that we work also a business to business strategy. And you also can get information right away. You can get your information in seconds. And this is really, really important to you to know. Okay. In here, I'm going to show you the 7 platforms that are more used around the world. The number 1, we have the Amazon Web Services that they give you this platform also the opportunity to get all your information in one place. We have in second place Oracle database. We have Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud platforms. I think that this is the one that is more common use for all the students because it is part of this platform. The quota is for free. If you want more space, you have to pay, like in the other platforms. We have in fifth place the IBM B2, the number 6, MongoDB Atlas, and number 7, OpenStack. But all these cloud databases, what they do is just to save information. In some of these platforms, they give you a free space for you to save your information. But if you want more space, you have to pay for a membership, or you can pay by monthly or per year. But it's up on you. But if you fill your quota, what you can do is just erase some files, some text, or whatever you don't want to use for save the new information. Okay, so here we have the questions that you have to study for the second test, for the second partial test. Question number 1. The space occupied in the server when one of the database is called. Okay, you have to tell me how it is called. Question number 2. Is called part of the maximum database volume allowed? Number 3. All the information in a database is organized and is structured in a, you have to give me the name. Number 4, are the simplest type of database in terms of structure. Remember that we talked about that too. It represents a tree-based database structure. Remember that we have these two structures, the simplest and the other one that has a tree base. Okay. Okay, so the class of today is really important because I want you to know that how all this information are saved in the different platforms and clouds. We have these two structures, the table structures and the tree-based structures. And either of those are really good ways to save your information. Okay, we want to learn more about this topic. Let me share my screen. And at the last part of the class, we're going to see a video to get more information about the database storage. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're ready. Okay, why is important data storage? Remember that in here is a collective method and technologies that capture and retain the digital information, and in where this information is captured on electromagnetic devices, optical devices, silicon-based storage media. Storage is used in offices, data centers, edge environments, remote locations, and in people's homes. Even you do, even knowing that you are storing in your computer, in the memory of your computer, in the RAM of your computer, or in a disk, in a USB memory, in your cell phone also. You always are saving and saving information. So that's why it's so important. Storage is also important component in mobile devices, such as smartphones and tablets. If you check your cell phone, you can see how many files are you saving, how many pictures you save, all these database storage. Remember that storage is frequently used to describe devices that content to a computer, either directly or over a network, and that support the transfer of data through in or output operations. So we have all this information that we save and we are using right now, different types of devices, different types of memories to save all our information. But why is data storage important? Well, this is really, really important because the advanced analytics and the profusion of the internet these days With all these devices that we use right now, nowadays, the storage is more important to ever to handle the growing amounts of data. Modern storage systems might also support the use of artificial intelligence. You cannot remember all the programs, all the files, all the images in your head. That's why we need to save this information. Remember that in a personal way, you save like your homework from the college, from university, pictures from your family and friends, probably your save books for read, documents. All this information is saved in one place, and now you know how this works. That have be saved in a table structure on a tree-based structure inside of this all these components. Today we have sophisticated application that save a lot of information for free. But remember, the storage quota is the other concept that we learned today, because some of these platforms to give you a certain space, but if you have more space, you have to delete, or even you have to buy more space. But we use this every day. Okay. And how data storage works. We learn about like 4 type of structures, like the heaps, the B plus tree, it's ISAM, etc. So this how it works. Remember, by tables or in a tree-based structure. The term storage can refer to both the stored data and to integrate hardware and software system used to capture, manage, secure, and prioritize that data. The data might come from application databases, data warehouse, archives, backups, mobile devices, or other sources, and it might be stored on premises in edge computing environments, at co-location facilities, or cloud platforms, or at any combination of these. So how are we storing all this information in these days? Okay, so we have probably a special device of hardware, like a USB memory, big servers with a lot of space to save informations. Probably we have some special application just to save information, databases, data warehouses, special archives in where you save your information. Also, we have all these backups. Even in the cell phone, you have backups in your computer, your information. And imagine all that important for a company, for a business to get this information saved, because you need to know the name of your customers, how to contact your customers, what products they prefer, what orders they have made to your company, the needs of your customers. All this is information, and it's a valuable information, because with this information, you will know the needs of your customer. That's why it's really, really important. And like I said before, we are doing here business to business, because we need another company, or we need another type of device to storage the information. You have to buy this from another company. That's why we are doing here this strategy, B2B, business to business. This is really important too. Okay. We have information in hard disks. You save information in blocks, in several bytes. We measure that in that things, in NAT flash, floating gates. All this is more like an integrated circuit made up for millimeter size silicon chips, contains thousands of nanotransistors. And you see here all the information that we have. Also, I'm going to share this link to you so you can check this. And this is how we're measured, but don't worry about it. We're not going to work with math today. But I need to know that that you learn how this is measured in bits, kilobits, terabytes, etc. This is how we measure the space. This can refer to a device's capacity or the amount of data stored in the device. These amounts are expressed using naming conventions such as kilobit, megabyte, terabyte. All this is how we measure the space. This is the database quota, is how it's measured. Many systems now distinguish between the two standards. Some have a capacity installed in the cell phone, in the tablet, in the computer, but also you can add another device to say to get more space for the memory. And it's measured by binary and decimal data measuring is something that I just want you to know with all these that the computers have, for example, the RAM memory and the gigabytes uh, uh, to get all this space. Uh, Organizations and all these business evaluate all these primary stores, or it is a secondary store if you got enough space with your server, for example, and you don't need any more, it's okay. But if you need probably a secondary stores, you have to buy to another company this type of processors. Also, we have here some types of data storage devices. And you remember when we use CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, all these are data storage devices. The more common use is the USB memory, the memory cards, memory sticks. All these type of devices are types of data storage devices. For example, you can include cache memory, dynamic RAM, or the main memory of a device, magnetic tape, magnetic disk, optical disk, like I said before, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, flash-based SSDs, SEM devices, and various iteration of in-memory store. However, when we use in the term of data store, most people refers to HDDs or SSDs, SCM devices, optical storage, or tape system. Even the USB or an example of the easiest way to get space in memory. Okay, we have here also some pictures that I'm showing you right now of different examples of devices when we storage database. We have here the CDs. I think that we don't use that anymore. Or the DVDs also. It's a device that store information. The flash memory cards that we integrate in digital camera or in your cell phone, smartphone, tablets, audio recorder, and media players. All these flash memory cards is also a secure digital card. Compact flash cards or multimedia cards and USB memory sticks. All these are types of storage devices that help us to save information, to save pictures, to save files, to save information about our business, our customers, our clients, or a personal information. Okay. In the past, we have the floppy disk. I don't know if you remember this type of disk, but those are in an old days, in the 70s. We were facing, and virtual floppy disks are sometimes used in place, but enterprises storage vendor provide integrate systems to organize, collect, and manage large volumes of data. So in here we have this example of this type of disk and how they are stored in a tray from 7 to 14 disks per tray. So we have here, this is table structure store, and they store in a storage tray in disks. So every space is a disk when you save memory. This is what a lot of companies do, the data storage management. The software, they have also a protection. We have tools for archiving, cloning, managing backups, replication, or snapshots. The security is really, really important. We have here another example of the three basic designs that are using right now, the dust, the NAS, and the sun. You see how it looks. So please pay attention to the photos and how these are based. Some are based on a table structure and others in a tree basis structure. The advanced, we have Flash, we have applications now. We have a lot of way in platforms to save, and the common ones are the clouds. We have here several types of data store vendors. If you see here, who's selling all these, Dell, Hewlett-Packard, Hitachi, IBM, Infinidad, NetApp, Pure Storage, Quantum, Cumulo, Team3, Western Digital. All these companies sell a storage division and a space for all type of devices, like your cell phones, tablets, computer, etc. We have here all this information. So we're gonna learn about this. And now we see a video. We're gonna see this video, and then we're gonna talk about this video that give us some examples and concepts of the database storage. So please remember that the most important part of the class today is to understand that we need to save information. We need to know how this information is saved, that we have different types of structures to save all this information, and that also we need probably software devices or hardware devices to store all our information. So it depends of the need of each company, and if it's a personal of each person, how you want to save your information. Okay, so let's see this video, and then we're going to talk about that video.
Si quieres vender online, asegúrate de llamar la atención.
The announcement.
Ve a Wix e-commerce.
Here we go. Please pay attention.
Hello and welcome to Solutions Review Explores, our ongoing Enterprise Tech Explainer series. I'm Jonathan Paula. Today we'll take an introductory look at data storage and why it's important for your business. We all have a basic understanding of what data storage is. It essentially acts as a centralized warehouse to hold information, often offering data management, protection, and sharing functions. Because enterprises are handling larger amounts of business-critical data more often, they need storage systems that are scalable, offer unlimited connectivity, and support multiple platforms. There are four main approaches to enterprise data storage: storage area networks, network-attached storage, direct-attached storage, and cloud storage. SANs offer block-level network access to your storage through a high-speed network. They're often used to enhance application performance and improve data protection. In fact, because of their facilitation of data protection, SANs can be integral in an organization's business continuity management. NAS units include dedicated hardware devices that connect to a local area network, usually via an Ethernet connection. Because of this, all the devices on the same network have easy access to their data and the network itself, as long as the proper permissions are set up first. DAS is a computer storage that is connected to a single computer and therefore not accessible to other machines. In enterprise situations, this refers to individual disk drives in a server, or to groups of drives that are external to the server but are directly attached to a small computer system interface, SCSI. And lastly, public cloud storage is infrastructure as a service, IaaS, that provides block, file, object, and hybrid cloud storage. The most prominent cloud storage vendors can offer broad geographic scale in terms of data centers and support staff. They also commonly deliver software-based infrastructure as a complete set of services. Organizations are also currently using more forward-thinking technologies such as artificial intelligence and machine learning to capture, analyze, and extract value from their data. The importance of data storage can't be understated, as the exponential generation of new data shows no signs of slowing down. Data storage also has a few key benefits worth exploring as well, like resilience. Many enterprise data storage solutions offer backup and recovery capabilities as part of a centralized solution. This eliminates the complexity that can come with data management and protection, as backups and recovery testing can be automated. Scalability. When storing data, you need to be sure you'll have enough space in your metaphorical warehouse. To avoid running out of space and running up costs with a data center, cloud storage offers the ability to expand your storage environment as needed, and at a lower cost. And lastly, accessibility. If you're working for a business that has multiple locations, you'll want your data to be accessible no matter where you are. Today, users with the proper authorization have the ability to access their stored data at any point in time and from any location. If you'd like more info on this topic, please check out our free comprehensive data storage.
Okay. Like if you see here in this video, we have a lot of solutions to save all the information, to save all the data that we are getting for our business or in a personal way. That's why data storage is really, really important. We have here that data storage is a centralized warehouse to hold information and offering a data management, prototyping, and sharing functions. And like you see here, we have a lot of servers that save informations in disk, like we talked before. This one of this way of save information. And often data management and the protection and sharing functions are really important too, because sometimes you have to share the information of a customers to sell or to offer any type of product. So you need to have all the information available for you to doing business online. And also the protection is really, really important because you don't want any type of virus to get into your information data. All the companies are handling right now a lot of amounts, largest amount of information. And we need to save all this type of information. That's why data storage is really, really important. You see here how this works. The companies have different storage systems that works in scales and offer unlimited connectivity, and they have a lot of support. Like in here, we have in this example that is 100% healthy. We have here mobility, migration, mirroring, mapping, snapshots, a lot of capacity and hardware that help you to save information. That's why it's really, really important, this part. We have also storage area networks. A lot of companies have a lot of servers that they care a lot for the information that they have. And we have here the four types of storage. The storage area, when you have a space, a special ubication with servers when you save information. You have network attached storage when you use also a clouds to save data, or direct attached storage, and the most common that we use, the cloud storage. This is the main part of this. So that's why it's really important to understand that we need from other types or hardware devices to save information, or we probably need software devices like the clouds and all these platforms that we have right now. Okay, so this was the topic for today. I hope that you really enjoy the topic that we talked today about all this data storage and the structure of how to save information. I saw in the Telegram group that you need the presentation in Spanish. I'm going to send that to you too. Please study for the test. Remember that we're going to evaluate from the content from week 1 to week number 5. So please be ready for the test and good luck in the test. Study. Thank you so much to all the students that send me the examples of the web pages that they create. You have a great ideas. And I was really happy to see all these web pages that you create. You have a lot of imagination. There are beautiful websites created by you. So congratulations for this. Excellent job. Excellent job. Thank you so much for that. Because it's the objective of this class, to get you into the electronic business and to learn that you can do any type of business, even that you don't have enough money to start up a new company, you can do it online. And it's really easy, like we are learning in this class this semester. So please study for the test. Thank you so much for your attention, and you have a great, great day. Good luck in the first exam the next Sunday. Bye-bye.